Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with DI here. And if you've been watching the channel, you know I post at Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays every single week. And I've been doing that for a long time now, keeping that schedule. But I've been getting requests to do a little bit more content or answer more questions. So I figure one of the easiest things to do is to, post 4 to 5 times a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, usually my bridge and, my gap days, I might just start doing like one answer questions or quick topics or quick reactions to things. So that way I can provide you guys with more content and help more people out. And that is something I've always wanted to do. So I'm going to do that starting pretty much this week when you watch this first video. Out of context, if you see this in 2016, this obviously isn't my first video doing this. So here's one of the quick questions that I'm going to do for this Tuesday that you're watching, right now. So a question I got from a viewer, Anthony, asked me through email, what are some tips for still life photography? Well, I am not necessarily a still life photographer. I've taken, some still lifes, and especially going back into college when I took a couple classes, there are some key things that I can recommend. And, it's not necessarily the easiest thing, even though it seems simple. You buy a couple props, you set up a little scene, and that's part of it, but you need to evoke some kind of emotion from it. And here are just a couple quick things to hopefully help you out and answer that question. Number one is to kind of pick a theme or what exactly you want to do with this still life situation. You really do have to be specific with, and selective what kind of props you're using, what kind of scene, the appropriate background, because if not, it's just going to look like a jumbled mess and there's going to be no message or story to get across to it. So try to pick some kind of story, some theme to relay that to the viewers, so that way they get a sense of what's going on. You want to see someone looking at that table with that skull and being like, oh wow, that's interesting, instead of, why is the skull next to a banana? Why is the skull eating a banana? That doesn't even make sense. It's not a lot. So you're going to have to craft your props in a certain way to tell that story. That and its composition alone. Do you want to go wide? Do you want to go really close? But probably one of the biggest things for still lifes, in my opinion, is lighting. Get some specular highlights in there. Or if you really want to, you flatten a scene out, you go straight on lighting like you would do if you had like an all-camera flash. You could tell a story not just with the way it's set up, but with the lighting and the mood. Do you want it to look more like a moonlit type scene to evoke more of a sadness or something a little more somber? Make it a little blue. Throw down that Kelvin temperature. That is some of the best tips that I can give you. Be selective with your props. Be selective with your theme. Make it specific to what the story is you're trying to tell with that scene. You don't want to confuse someone.